What's up, Scentsy fans? It's Patricia and welcome to another week of Tester Tuesday, where we are finally wrapping up the last of the new to the website scents. That's what I'm calling it because it's not really catalog, because we also have the harvest. We're wrapping everything up with the last two scents, and at the end I'll kind of just go into a little brief summary of what I'm repurchasing and my thoughts. So scent number one for the week is going to be Fall Into Love. Now this one received the second lowest number of votes. That's why we're doing it second to last. This one is a green wax, and it's about a medium scent on cold sniff, and it's available in the fresh category of the Harvest collection. So Scentsy says, fresh orange peel and cool eucalyptus embrace sweet balsam. So I get a little bit of orange, I get a little bit of balsam, I get a little bit of sweetness, I get a little bit of brightness from eucalyptus, and I get like an evergreen tree. Like a Christmas tree, evergreen tree. So this, some people are saying this leans a little bit more holiday, and I would say I can definitely see that. I'm not really sure why they're doing that. They did it last year with Wild for Fall as well. They brought a tree, evergreen like tree scent in it as a fall. And it's more of a holiday for a lot of people, but technically fall goes to, I think, December, December 21st or something like that. So maybe that's where they're going with it. So on day one, I got mostly the evergreen balsam eucalyptus. On day two, something came up for me, and I only picked it up in a smaller area, and it was more like a woodsy note, like Palo Santo, teak, or sandalwood, kind of all combined. So day one, let's go into performance because it's kind of important to discuss. So the first spot I warmed a whole clamshell. I put 6 cubes in my open layout. At the max, it was 7 out of 10, but for majority of the day that I warmed it, it was about a 5 out of 10. I have a note here, it was very strong at first and then it faded to lighter, probably about the 5 to 6 hour mark. I liked the scent profile better at the end than at the beginning. Something was a little bit too sharp at the beginning. Now, I warmed the other 2 cubes in my entranceway, which is kind of the laundry room. It's a long, skinny room. I have a 25 watt ceramic warmer there. 2 cubes, starting out at max, it was about 9 out of 10. And like I said, around, we had a power outage in there, so it's a little complicated, but I would say around warming of hour 6, because I did lose 4 hours, it stopped being as intense. So really that would have been late in the day because I lost 4 hours. So later on day one, I did laundry and I put in white amber and teak for the first time as my washer whiffs. And that was going in the dryer, and I walked in the room and it smelled so good, and I'm thinking, this is weird, what am I smelling? And I'm like, it's white amber and teak from the laundry, I guess. But I think it was white amber and teak plus Fall Into Love's woodsy scents, because obviously my laundry, I just did 1 load. It's been done for, 12 to 14 hours now, and I'm still smelling the woodsiness of like a Palo Santo, teak, sandalwood kind of tone in the room. So I didn't pick up that at all in my big open layout just because it kind of just loses in the air, but I did definitely pick it up, and it seems fairly strong, and I'm thinking to myself, well, that's really interesting. So I'm not 100% sure it's not coming from the laundry. I put all the laundry away, but anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. So I think if you like scents that are more evergreen in nature, but you also want a little bit of a woodsy tone afterwards, then this might be a great scent for you. Obviously, it does lead a little bit into the holiday season. For me personally, I'm going to warm this in my entranceway because I was able to pick up the subtleties of the scent a little bit better there. But keep in mind, it's very strong at the beginning, almost too strong. So just keep that in mind. If company's coming over, this might not be one you want to put in. And I'd say the name is a little odd because Fall Into Love, it's more of a scent that I would have called a Valentine's Day scent, but they're just doing a play on the word fall. So will I be repurchasing any more Fall Into Love? I have this, and that's plenty. I'm trying to diminish some of my stash unless it's an absolute love, but this was more like a fall into like for me. I did like it. All right, let's talk about our last place scent ever. It is red currant wreath. So this is a red wax, and it is medium to medium light when you smell it on cold, and Scentsy has put this in the spice category. So the scent description says, red currant and winter berries spice up interwoven evergreen and sandalwood branches. So they don't actually have specific spice notes, but they do have spice up interwoven evergreen. So what I get, I have 2 parts. I have a red currant and a tangy berry kind of note. Now red currant can be very strong, heavy, and deep. I don't really find that. I find whatever the tanginess from the tangy berry, that's coming in and making it like a juicy, tangy, lighter tone. And then on the other side of things, I got the evergreen and sandalwood. When those two things combine together, it reads a little bit to me more like a herbaceous sage, like a woodsy, mossy, herbaceous, woodsy sage. If you like earthy sage scents, plus the tangy red berries, I think you're gonna like this. Personally, for me, when I smell sage, sometimes it leads in my brain towards mothballs, so that's probably why I'm not loving this. But I think that might be a Patricia thing, I'm not sure. So let's talk about performance, because the people that do like it want to know how it performed. So I warmed 4 cubes in my TV room upstairs. It's a very big room, probably the second or third biggest area of the home. And I warmed 2 cubes in my entranceway. Now let's talk about the entranceway first. It was about 6 out of 10 there, and I left it going about a day and a half. I have a note here, it was somewhat underwhelming and scent appeal was quite low. Now in the TV room, I warmed 4 cubes like I normally do. I have 2 in a 25 watt ceramic and 2 in a 40 watt Edison bulb warmer. And I have a note here, strength of throw was between 4 and 5 out of 10. I left it going a day, maybe up to a day and a half. I removed it because it was just way too light for this area. So keep that in mind. I think this is a scent that might be for people that prefer slightly lighter variations of these type of scents, or maybe you have to use it in a smaller area. So it's not really like red berry and spruce. It's not really like Be Merry. It's not really like Christmas cottage. It's different. There is a little bit of spiciness. There's a little bit of a berry, and there's a little bit of a, evergreen sandalwood combo. But for me, the scent, it was just a little bit, I don't know if boring is the right word. It just wasn't there for me on scent appeal. So I probably won't repurchase this, but I think if you like those mossy green scents with a tangy berry, I think you'll want to pick this one up. So that's Red Currant Wreath. All right, so before we draw for the scents, I'm going to just do a quick summary of what I thought. Overall, I preferred probably the Harvest collection over the new release scents. So let's talk new releases first. The only one that I would definitely repurchase and put in my club is Dashing. I really like that one. It's a masculine, I call it a masculine aura type scent. Reminds me a little bit of Ravenclaw. Some people say Bonfire Beach. Winter version, some people say stargazing, some people say southern evening. I've even heard, I think Brandy recently said blue sage and tonka, so lots of different scents that it mimics. All right, ones that I'm probably going to repurchase, or I have repurchased, I'm going to do Palo Santo and Cinnamon, because that was a nice pleasant surprise. That was my second favorite. I really liked that one. I thought the Palo Santo was a nice pleasant Palo Santo compared to Scentsy's previous one, and the cinnamon was kind of like an airy magical cinnamon combined with some of those other earthy notes. So it was really, really good. Cranberry and cardamom was quite strong, and I think I'm going to try warming that in my open layout. Scent appeal was about a medium. It wasn't an outstanding scent, probably just one I'd repurchase one of. And Midnight Mahogany kind of crept up out of the blue, and I did really enjoy it. If I ever purchase, I will probably just purchase one. It wasn't a dislike by any means like it was on cold, so it definitely improved on warm. And it's, to me, I describe it like a slow, steady bedroom ticker, an earthy bedroom, sweet, woodsy ticker. All right, so ones that I probably will not repurchase are Frosted Cedar. I liked it on cold. I didn't like it as much on warm. It has a strong, intense, shrill note to me that happened early on. Now that scent performed just fine, so performance was just fine. It was just a scent appeal thing for me. Golden Garland, also a scent appeal thing for me. Performance was fine. It reminded me quite a bit of Autumn Road Trip with Scarlet Sunflower. Floral component mixed in. Neither of those catalog scents are my favorite, so that's probably why it wasn't one that I loved. Frosty Air, that one reminded me a little bit of a laundry-based scent, like a windowsill breeze, Pima Cotton, clothesline, those kind of scents. It was, I think I described it, they should have called it Frosted Linen, and I think it's called Linen and Lily or something like that in Region 3. So I think the name could have been different to let people know that it was a laundry-based scent. It seemed long-lasting at about a medium. Make Me Snickerdoodle was the only bakery. It will not be a repurchase for me. It was just not a standout. I don't know why Scentsy's bakery is not the greatest. I joked around that they should hire the VCS person that's retiring and maybe get her to help with some of the bakery, because sometimes you get stuck in a rut of how you think things should smell and develop, and they kind of need to revamp that a little bit, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. That one was a bit lighter than I was hoping for as well, for the people that do like bakery and do like it, so not sure. And the ones that I really didn't care for were Red Currant Wreath, which we just discussed. And I found it not overly strong as well. And there's other scents in that zone or category that I prefer to buy. Even if they're retired scents, I'd probably take them out of my closet and wear them. And last but not least, fall feeling was just not for me. I joke I wasn't feeling the fall feeling. Now I must say customers are wanting to buy that one quite a bit, so I think there's something about it that is exciting in the scent description. But it was strong, so performance was great. It just, the notes didn't mingle for me in a cohesive way. So let's talk really quick about the Harvest collection. I liked White Pumpkin and Driftwood and Cashmere Leaves quite a bit. I've already repurchased those. Both were about medium and about a medium longevity as well. Both are special scents in my opinion. Dutch Apple Bread was a little bit light for me, but I did enjoy it, and I think you could easily mix that with a bakery. And Fall Into Love, I have one more and I'll enjoy that, but not a repurchase. Performance was fine, but it kind of was one of those two tiers where it's kind of strong and then drops down. So it depends on where you like scents. Sometimes it can seem too strong or seem too light, whatever level you're at. And the one that I did not like from that collection was Forever Fall. It just didn't come together. I'm not a big pumpkin person, so that could be why, but it just needed something. It was just smelling a little bit like stale beer for me with an unsweetened dessert. So let's get drawn for the scents. That's the part you're all here for, right? If you're new to my channel, I should describe that you're going to vote for 2 different scents by early Wednesday morning down in the YouTube comment section. Alternatively, you can vote on Instagram with my Tester Tuesday post. Here we go. We're going to draw from the holiday, but before that we need, because there's 5 in here, we need a 6th one. So let's give a princess some attention. So we haven't voted on this yet. In case you want to hear about it, we'll add it in. So scent number 1 for the week is going to be Dream Big Princess. Scent number 2 is going to be Cherries Jubilee. Scent number 3 is going to be Cranberry Candy Cane. Sorry, I'm stuck here. Scent number 4 is going to be Rum Pum Plum. Scent number 5 is Sleigh Ride. And scent number 6 is Vanilla Barnwood. So thanks for spending the last few minutes with me. Thanks for hanging out with me as I work my way through these in, Patricia time frame, because things are busy, and I appreciate your patience. Have a great day. Don't forget to vote, and I'll see you guys in the next video.